What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Vincent Esposito, and today we are talking about something a little different than food. We're going to be talking about how to emotionally and psychologically be in the right state of mind when you're making changes to your health overall. Now, I know from working with people and just being around others who have tried to make changes and failed, that mindset is really the key to keeping anything sustainable long term, and finding ways to be around the right people and getting in that right frame of mind is really the key to anything working, whether you're listening to me or someone else or reading online, to putting those action steps actually into action. But before we get to that list, if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I'm coming out with videos on everything from health, nutrition, lifestyle, longevity advice twice a week. So if you're interested, stick around, subscribe, and you might learn something. Now, there's an abundance of research out there that suggests that loneliness, depression, anxiety only increase our chances of developing any type of chronic disease, whether it be diabetes, weight gain, insulin resistance, cancer even. These are all increased when you have feelings of depression, anxiety, and things of that nature. For example, some experts believe that social isolation is actually twice as deadly as obesity is, and could be as bad as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Therefore, it's really crucial to be in that right mindset if you're going to go under any sort of habit change for the positive going forward. So without further ado, let's get into that list of 10 things that you can do to improve that mental state of being and get on the right track to getting your health in the right place. The first one is crucial, and it's going to be finding a support system that works for you. Now, whether that be friends or family or an actual support group, finding a group that shares good habits and ideals and is motivating you to move forward is really great to fall back on, especially on those days where you're not feeling great, you're not feeling like yourself, or you're not feeling motivated. Having someone or a group that you can reach out to push you through the harder times is really key to sustainability long term, and really key to improving your overall frame of mind as you're going through the process. Number two, similar to number one, is spend time with people who share those ideals. So again, there are many groups of the longest living people on the planet that share ideals and work with things together and reinforce positive habits. So if you're spending more time with people who are in reinforcing those positive behaviors, chances are you're going to stick with them longer going forward. So having that support, having those people close to you, and spending time with those people will really help your chances going forward and just improve your overall mood and outlook, which is really key. Number three is to simply learn more. And if you're on this channel watching this, you're already doing that. So congratulations to you for getting started with us. But on a more serious note, knowledge is power when it comes to facing a health condition. So being educated on your specific condition and what's going on in the process will give you more power and autonomy when you're coming up with a game plan to rectify whatever the problem is. So getting out there and moving it upon yourself to learn more about what's going on is going to be really key to the overall improving process going forward. Additionally, it also removes the fear of the unknown. So again, getting more educated on it means that you don't have to worry about something that might not happen, or you could anticipate whatever potential variables might be thrown at you along the way. The next tip is going to be get moving. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, especially if you're in a more depressed state or anxious state, to get out there and go run a half marathon or do something really intense. I understand there are days where you might not even be able to get out of bed, or it's very lethargic, or it's just feel like you're not going to get anything done the whole day. But even on your worst days, there are still some things you can do to simply just get out of bed, whether it's simply just stretching at the end of your bed, or getting onto a yoga mat and doing some simple stretches and some deep breathing. That'll actually help just improve your mood intrinsically as you're going along. So it might not be a full blown out workout, but even if you're moving just a little bit, that's going to help improve your mood and alleviate some of that fear and anxiety going forward. The next one is find a new hobby. Now, this is a great way to kind of get your mind off things. It's actually a way to kind of mentally get into something 100%, where a lot of those day-to-day worries might melt away. Even if it's for 15-20 minutes a day, that's a great thing to do. So for example, someone like me, I just started teaching myself Spanish. That's something I've wanted to do for years, but now it's something that I know I could throw some time and kind of lose myself in it, at least for, again, like 15-20 minutes a day, just to get my mind off things. And for you, it might not be necessarily learning a new language, but it could be playing a sport, maybe going for a walk, maybe it could be painting or building or doing something you just love or have never tried but really want to. This is really your permission slip to go just get out there and try something that you've always wanted to do and kind of lose yourself in it a little bit. The next one has been really huge for me personally, and that is meditation and yoga. So two separate things, but meditation more recently has been really key. Even like 3 to 5 minutes a day I've been taking, and really helped with me in terms of finding clearer perspective and frame of mind, and it's been really helpful on that front. Yoga can be very helpful in the same way. Now, many forms of yoga and even things like Tai Chi incorporate a lot of different forms of deep breathing, and that's really helpful when it comes to relieving some kind of anxiety and tension. So try both of those and see which ones might work for you. Again, there's a ton of different forms of yoga, so find one that might work for you and just give it a shot. The next one is a little bit more of a reflection, and it's identifying your own level of emotional intelligence. And there's a few different factors that play a role in how emotionally intelligent you may or may not be. Now, there are more obvious aspects to emotional intelligence, like how well do you know your own emotions and how well do you manage your emotions internally and both express to others. Those are kind of the more obvious forms of emotional intelligence. However, emotional intelligence also includes things like how well do you recognize others' emotions and are you able to empathize with them? How well do you handle and maintain relationships? Are you able to motivate yourself and get the things done that you said you were going to? These are all play a role and encapsulate a more holistic view of emotional intelligence overall. So taking a look in the mirror and understanding where you are, where you fall, and identifying each of those aspects will actually play a role, because you can identify those weaknesses and understand where you might want to improve. The next big one is just keeping a calendar and setting weekly goals. Just having those and knowing that there are check marks that you can tick off, whether it's every day, every week, every month. Knowing that you're striving towards something will help keep that positive reinforcement every time you hit that new benchmark, and it'll propel you moving forward. So get a calendar. You could use Google Calendars. You can actually get a planner, however you want, whatever way is best for you, and use those as motivational tools and way to improve your mood going forward. And following the idea of staying more productive is making sure you're getting enough sleep. Now, obviously there are times where you might be running a little late, but maintaining a consistent schedule of at least 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night is really going to boost your performance and mood going forward. So it could perhaps be being chronically short of sleep, or not getting enough sleep, or just simply not getting good quality sleep. And all of these play a key role in mood and anxiety and depression. So make sure you're getting enough sleep is really key, and I'll link my video to that above. Finally, the last one is really key, and it's a really empowering one. It's learning the power of no. Now, oftentimes we might extend ourselves too much by saying we can make things we can't, or committing to things we might not necessarily be able to do, or not check our schedules beforehand. Having, again, that schedule set out ahead of time and planning ahead will allow you to say no, and make sure you're staying within yourself so you're not overextending and overexerting yourself. That's an easy way to lead to anxiety and fall behind, and it leads to a downward cycle of poor sleeping habits, and it just could be crushing. So make sure you're staying on top of this stuff, and just say no if you're not able to do something. Being honest with it up front and knowing your limits is really key to keeping a positive approach to when you're making changes going forward. And those are the tips I have today. So if you like this video, please subscribe below and leave some comments. See if there's other things I might have left out. I'd love to hear from you guys. Really helpful going forward. If you did like this though, again, please like, subscribe, and until next time, see you then.